This is OwlUp, where learning happens in minutes, not hours. For a deeper journey, explore all our courses at owlup.co. Now, let's dive in. Welcome back to Chapter 2 of our series, Budgeting Beyond Basics. In this episode titled Economic Principles in Personal Budgeting, we'll explore how key economic theories can actually transform the way you manage your finances. Get ready to uncover insights that will empower your budgeting journey. Let's dive in. Your budget isn't just bills and paychecks. It's a live microeconomy. Right now, the typical American household sends about a third of its money to housing. But here's the twist. The real power lies not in what you earn, but in which tiny expenses you quietly sacrifice first. Economics gives you a toolkit for making those sacrifices intentional instead of random. Opportunity cost asks, if I use this dollar here, what future option quietly disappears? Marginal utility asks, does the next dollar on this category actually make me happier, or am I just on autopilot? Suddenly, it's not, can I afford this, but is this truly the best use of my limited resources right now? Think of how investors scrutinize each new project. They compare potential returns, timing, and risk. You can do the same with your own choices, stacking buy now against grow later instead of treating every want as equal. This is where tools like automatic transfers, save more tomorrow style increases, or apps like YNAB become more than tech. They're ways to hardwire these economic questions into your daily money decisions. Now zoom in on the friction points where your real-life behavior keeps drifting from your intentions. Economics shines here. Supply and demand isn't just for markets. It's in your evenings. Tired you demands convenience. Busy schedules supply more chances to tap buy now. Time value of money shows up when tomorrow's version of you is the one stuck with the credit card bill. Think about how companies design subscriptions, payment plans, and one-click checkouts. Each one quietly nudges your personal economy toward their goals instead of yours. Let's move from theory to the specific levers you can actually pull in your day-to-day money life. Start with margins, not totals. Instead of asking, is my grocery bill too high? Zoom in to the last 10 to 15% of what you spend there. That's where marginal satisfaction often collapses. The extra snacks you don't really enjoy, the convenience items that quietly expire. The economic move is to trim only where the next dollar buys very little happiness, then redirect that freed up cash towards something with higher impact. Debt payoff, future travel, or a nagging repair you've been postponing. Next, think in categories that compete. List 3 areas where you regularly overspend and 3 where you wish you had more room. You're mapping the places where your personal demand is out of sync with what genuinely matters to you. Instead of vague restraint, I should spend less eating out, set up direct trade-offs. Every $40 I don't spend on takeout becomes $40 toward my emergency fund. Now each swipe is a vote in a clear election between present and future options. Your future self also has preferences, even if they're quieter. Behavioral economists exploit the gap between current you and future you. You can use the same insight defensively. Automatic escalation of savings, like Save More Tomorrow programs do at work, is one way to side with future you in advance. Another is setting hard caps on categories that tend to spiral when you're tired or stressed, so you decide limits when you're calm rather than in the moment. One helpful lens. Treat new recurring expenses as though they're mini long-term contracts. A $20 monthly app isn't a $20 choice. It's a multi-year commitment that crowds out other priorities. Before you add anything with the word monthly attached, ask what you're willing to shrink or delay to make room for it, and for how long. Finally, Remember that reallocating isn't punishment, it's composition. Like an artist revising a canvas, you're not erasing your life. You're moving color and emphasis toward what you actually want your financial picture to show. Think about a single category where money tends to vanish, maybe ride shares, streaming add-ons, or impulse home decor. Instead of vowing to cut back, treat it like a limited exhibit in a museum. You're curating which pieces stay on display. For 1 month, cap that category at a fixed dollar amount and decide, in advance, what earns a spot. Each potential purchase must pitch why it deserves space more than something else you could choose that week. To make this concrete, you might set a $120 limit on eating out. That could be 3 $40 nights with friends or 6 $20 solo lunches. When the third lunch pops up, you're not asking, "Can I afford this?" but, "Is this third lunch really better than one of those dinners?" You're applying the same selectiveness an airline uses when assigning limited seats. Not everything boards. Over time, you'll notice patterns. Certain spends always feel worth it, others barely register. That's your cue to shrink the dull ones and expand what genuinely improves your days. Dynamic tools could soon act like a weather app for your money, scanning incoming storms, price spikes, income dips, and suggesting quick shelter moves in real time. As CBDCs and open banking rails mature, you might preset rules the way travelers set alerts. If flights under $300 appear, shift $50 from entertainment. The risk is over-automation. Drift into a life optimized for efficiency but not joy. So values, not algorithms, will need to stay in the pilot seat. Your money choices don't need to be perfect. They just need to be more on purpose than yesterday's. Treat each tweak like adjusting a camera lens. Slight turns, sharper focus. Your challenge this week: experiment with redirecting just one routine purchase and watch how quickly a small reroute can open unexpected paths for bigger changes ahead. This was OwlUp, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow.